Greetings and salutations. Thank you for joining us. My name is Johnny Nato, and you're at another episode of Embrace Your Storm. I hope you guys don't get sick of me saying this, but I've got another exciting episode for you. I always manage to find awesome people to have on an interview. And so today I have on Johnny Rocket, and he is part of the Johnny Rocket. I don't want to say band, but the name of the band's Johnny Rocket. So Johnny, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, Johnny. How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing well. I'm excited. We started like vibing right away when we, got on the Zoom call. So I'm excited. So
Yeah, yeah.
um yeah, so before we get too far, I need to know, how did you come into playing guitar as your creative outlet, or being in a band as your creative outlet? How did you find that?
Kiss.
Oh, okay. There we go. We might have an interesting conversation, but I'll let you keep going.
Okay, Kiss. Ace Frehley, who I almost, when I was a guitar tech, I tried out for, and because I didn't.
Really? What
Yeah.
like when like Bruce Kulik and stuff was trying out?
No, 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 no. I was a tech.
Okay. That's freaking cool. No kidding. Oh, did I lose you, Johnny? Are you there?
One of my interviews
Oh,
was with Ace.
hey, Johnny. Yeah, I hate to interrupt you, but I lost everything after you kind of said you were a tech. Like everything just cut out. So can you start back over?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. So you were good at work. Now, let me get this straight. Were you going to be a tech for Kiss?
No, I was trying out to be a tech. Actually, my name was brought up to be a tech for Ace Frehley, and
Holy cow.
the only reason I didn't get it is because I don't do pyro.
No kidding.
I mean,
So the guitar tech is the one kind of doing that stuff?
yeah, like what guitar tech does pyro? I mean, I guess that's what it is with Ace, So
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Oh,
But
so I'd imagine you have to have some experience with that. You don't want to be like blowing shit up without.
I'll blow him up.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously you must have been already like playing guitar at that point. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you heard. So I'm assuming you kind of heard Kiss. You saw the album covers, and you're like, hell yeah, this is what I want to do.
yeah, I was a kid, but speaking of Bruce Kulik, I actually wanted to play drums when I was younger, and Kiss was out.
Okay.
When I was younger, Kiss was out. It was like Animalized. They had their makeup off already.
Yeah.
Like 75, I was, I'm not gonna give away my age, but I've been around both sides of Kiss, masked or masked. So oof.
Yeah.
But um it was actually Bruce Kulik that made me want to play guitar.
Okay.
I heard a Bruce Kulik solo in like 87, no, 86 maybe. And that's when I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And although I'm not like some kind of shredding virtuoso, I do know how to rock and chug and be heavy and have that kind of oomph that you could call rock and roll or metal or hard rock. It's just it's us, it's me, it's us, me and Servo. So whoever else wants to come in, I'm actually looking for a bass player uh to help us get through. But we might actually go Black Key style and just be me and Servo and just some tracks and just do it.
I hear you. When I had a metal band in the mid to late 90s, we had a kind of a stretch without a bass player, and I was just kind of like, whatever. We got two guitar players. I was like, let's start playing shows or whatever. But like the other guys in my band were like, no, we need a bass player. It's like, no one's even gonna notice during a live show. You know what I
But
mean? Like,
different though when it's different when it's like a drummer and a guitar player singer. you know
yeah, no, totally,
so it's a little bit more doable, I feel, because you can go. I mean, actually, I don't want to, but it just seems like this is where the music business is going, right? So have like some backing vocals and click on the side, how they split.
yeah, yeah.
And they split it on stage where it's mono. One side is a click, and the other side is bass and drums. I mean, bass and the drum mix. Whatever you want the mix to be.
Yeah.
Me, I like hi hat, snare, kick. Right, I
Yeah,
need that.
that's all I would need. Yeah.
Right, and then I need to hear myself. Right, and then I need to hear the bass because that's where I get my from the bass is I get my vocals from the bass from
I hear
bass.
you. I hear you.
So
So
yeah.
so when you started playing, what was like your first guitar? What was it like
An Area Pro 2 ZZ Deluxe,
there you go.
and it was tiger striped
There you go.
and
That's
floor
80s. That's 80s right
and
there.
floor shape. I still have it. It's at my
That's
mom's.
cool.
I
That's
still have my.
cool.
So yeah, I might bring it back.
That's cool.
I don't know, but it was very cool. I mean, it's yeah, I liked it, but the pickups were junk. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what you're
they
gonna
were like
get with
a buck
all.
50, maybe 200,
Yeah.
and now they're like 650. If you find back then, which is fine,
Yeah.
which is cool. You could always fix those things, it's just
Yeah.
about the novelty of it, nowadays, which sucks, but that's what it is, and I actually enjoy it.
Now when you started playing, like since like Kiss kind of encouraged you or made you want to play, were you also interested in kind of like how do I put it? Like the showmanship of Kiss, you know what I mean? Like did you kind
Yeah,
of want to wear not necessarily makeup, but like get dressed up or like, kind of
yeah,
like
yeah. If
yeah.
you ever come to a Pansy show, either pre with our first singer or our shows with our second singer, they were totally two different shows.
Oh, really?
But we put on our rock and roll gear no matter what. The other when our later on in Pansy, we had another singer, and he was actually very vocal and very instrumental in making different lights come up and having more of a light show, and
Mm.
up a little bit more and be a little bit more novelty. Actually kind of successful, but things with me, when it comes to me, it's I'd rather like take what I learned for the last, I don't know, we've been doing it for the last 10, 13 years, and we've only been on permanent hiatus for the last, like, just before COVID.
Mm. Mm.
So like 4 years now, right? 4 years. um and this was during COVID, where I was like deciding to do it or not. uh, I was driving, doing my thing for work, and I called up my friend Joel, and Joel was like, "Oh man, you should just do it yourself. Just do it yourself. Do everything
Mm.
yourself, and you'll probably succeed." And he that rang a bell in my head ever since.
I
So
hear you.
I feel you. I feel I'm gonna will it to be. I'm gonna will it. I've got. Anybody wants a EPK from me? I got that. Here you go. There's everything in it. There's a video. There's radio songs for radio edits. There's regular songs. There's the bio. There's all our PR pictures. It's got everything. But like we got a gig, and we haven't done that yet.
Okay. So on the EP that you're getting ready to kind of put out, I think you said you've been working on it for like a year. Is that right?
Actually, we've been working on it since 2021.
Oh, okay. So are
Yeah.
you so are you playing all the instruments on that then?
Well, it's basically me singing and doing all the guitars.
Yep.
The bass player doing his bass, and the producer Stacy Odell
Okay.
produced it as well as me. Um, he
Yeah, by the way, the production of those songs is really good.
thank you,
Like
man.
I'm gonna say this right now. I just listened to a new Kerry King song that came out the other day. That
Right?
he's the guitar player from Slayer,
Yeah,
whatever.
love Carrie.
Yeah, I just heard the latest song they put out. The production of your song is better than his.
Wow.
Like I literally heard the song and I was like, wow, the production on this is crap. Like
You know
the
what?
high, I was just
Yeah.
like, but seriously, the production on yours is better sounding than his for sure.
The only studio time we used for the songs are my vocals, because I
No
didn't
kid.
I didn't have a set, I just had, there's a couple vocal producers I worked with. So I worked at You God is with Laz and Johnny Pyro. Laz Pina and Johnny Pyro. Um La Fuentes. Laz is the bass player for El Nino.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, yeah. So, and he's been my friend for a very long time. So I asked him, and he had a studio. Those are one of the studios that burnt down.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So,
Damn.
and
So did you not record the drums and the guitar and stuff in the studio? You're only saying you said,
no,
wow,
no,
dude, the quality on the drums and guitar
we
is
played it clean.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not going to give it too much away, but we did it from home.
Yeah, dude,
Did it from
it's
home.
freaking
We pro
crazy. Like
Servo
seriously.
program. The process went like this. Servo would take GarageBand. He would program the drums off of GarageBand, and he would take my bits and pieces that were clean, and then I told him to amp it, and he would amp it, or he would come up with a sample, just to make it sound like this is the idea. It doesn't have to be. We'd be like, hey man, that's what's its face, and like he's like, no, this is the idea of it,
Mm,
not what we
mm.
want to do. It's not the same, or just come up with something, and we did, and it was a fun process. It was a long process, and like I said, life got in the way, but it's gonna, yeah, I'm willing it to be.
No,
So,
I hear you,
and so
brother.
Servo,
That's what you got to
and
do.
yeah. So yeah.
This the second song that I heard, I think it's on SoundCloud. I can't remember the title right now. I feel like it was One Word was the name of the song, but
Burn,
yes,
burn.
dude, you let out a crazy scream at the beginning of that song. It's like, whoo, man, he belted it out on that one.
Well, that was actually the bass player at the time.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a crazy scream, dude. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
man,
I
he
mean,
ain't
I
messing
do it,
around.
but I'm not doing it. I need somebody to do it because I'm the singer, man. I could do my own growls, and it ain't like that. So
Yeah, no, no, you definitely have like a growly tone too, which is cool. Like
yeah,
you're I don't know where I'd put you guys because I feel like you call yourself rock and roll, but I feel like you're heavier than that. You're like, I mean, I would say you're like almost metal in my opinion. Like
hey,
I would,
somebody said new metal. Somebody
yeah, close to that. Yeah,
so much
yeah,
metal, but I'm like, I always thought new metal was like metalcore, but I guess that's different. They're all different. So I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, I hate all the subgenre crap, but I like again, I would put you almost right. I mean, you're really close to. I would just call you a metal band on it, in my opinion. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
like it's like metal with a rock and roll influence. It's so
kind of, yeah, yeah. It's like a crazy heavy rock and roll,
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
You
it's
know?
fun. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun to listen to live. It's fun to hear. You'll see. I mean, you'll hear it, and then it'll be it'll be very very well once we get the stage show together, and we're not going to start off like big and crazy. We need a proof of concept, like
yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
and thank Spotify. I'm not too shy on Spotify, but they do help because on the record label side and the management's, and you need to know about streams, and you need to know
Yeah.
who's listening as far as demographic. You need to, and then they're very helpful with that. They got their Spotify for artists
Yeah,
and
yeah.
going through it. And I mean, it is what it is nowadays, man. Lars Ulrich was totally on point when he was saying Napster is going to ruin the music business as it is right now at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah. Yeah.
It did, and it did because the business model is done. It's not the same anymore.
Well,
He,
it's really like flip the script. I don't remember. I was watching some video on YouTube and I don't remember how this topic came up, but it was basically saying like, oh, in the, 50s, 60s, 70s or whatever, musicians would tour to promote the album. So they would make basically no money off the tour and they'd make all their, money
money
off
off
their album sales. But
music.
now it's totally flipped on its head.
Yeah,
Now it's like you need
yeah,
to tour to make money
no.
and you just need to give away your music for people to come see you play.
And that's why it's very critical to have a good show. And
Absolutely.
sonically, and you have to be visually appeasing, and thankfully I've got good genes and I don't look like I'm my age. you know, and Servo too. I mean, he's a little bit older, but I mean, he's the man.
I hear you.
He could adapt very very well. So and we know what people want to hear, man. There's a
That's
lot of
actually,
stuff that's out there. There's a lot of stuff out there that sounds generic now too.
I hear you.
There's
I
always
hear
a
you.
formula somewhere that somebody exploits music,
Absolutely.
and,
Absolutely.
and it's just like I liked it the first couple bands. First couple bands I liked it. Even the bands growing up with, Slipknot, uh, 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 uh,
I
all
can't.
those, all those bands.
I honestly, I can't think of any other bands after that because honestly, like in the late '90s, that's
Slipknot.
almost when I started getting out of metal because I was like, man, I don't think I like this Slipknot and other stuff
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
like
whoa,
coming.
whoa! Hold on, though. I'll tell you this right now, though. Tell you this right now. Last year, I went to Louder Than Life,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I went to Rockville. Right? I just
Okay, yeah. Those
like,
must have been sick
yeah,
shows.
they were great. I saw the best one in Rockville, dude. Well, I mean, Tool was amazing.
Oh, Tool. I will stand by all day long. They're one of the
Tool was
top five.
amazing,
They're one of
and
the top five bands live by far.
but if you saw this show by Slipknot, man, it was awesome. It was just awesome. The way
I guess my problem is here's why I was saying we're gonna have like an interesting conversation because you mentioned Kiss and everything. Here's kind of like my I guess I don't want to say it's my problem, but it's like my because I'm blind, right? So here's
right,
where I stand on this stuff. I could see for 14 years I got in a car accident and lost my sight. So
right,
I know what Kiss looks like. I don't know what Slipknot looks like.
right.
But the thing that I, let's see. How do I? It doesn't. I should say
You
it
did
doesn't. It
worry about
doesn't bother me. Here's my thing. Kiss like looks so brutal, right? Like
right,
Gene
right.
Simmons, the
How could
demon,
you? How
and
could you? Right,
like the Star Child. Like they look brutal on stage, right? But if you close your eyes and you hear, Beth. Or like
yeah.
I want to rock and roll. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to rock and
Hold
roll
on.
all night. It's an awesome song. Detroit City, awesome songs.
Yeah,
But
yes.
when you see the way they look, you're expecting to hear
Some
Slayer.
heavy stuff. Some heavy stuff.
You know what I'm
Heavy
saying? So
stuff.
like,
I know. Like there's still like a lot of. I mean, there's still like a lot of good songs musically that were good by Kiss, which
yeah, yeah.
like I
Well,
can say till this day. You
don't get me wrong. I'll say even if I don't like their music, those guys are geniuses.
Yeah.
What they did to merchandise themselves, no one else will ever touch that.
Well, they made a
Like,
model. They
yeah,
made
I mean, those guys are serious. Like, I almost am surprised. Like, I'll say this: I'm a little surprised they went with the hologram thing that you're doing
yeah,
because what I could have seen them do is
yeah.
license the Kiss band to a new four guys and start touring again. Like
But then
with
you guys would have to get paid.
oh yeah, they would, but I mean the guys in the band would get paid, but Kiss would still rake in money. You know what I mean?
I,
Like
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think that would be great actually. But maybe they were just like, no.
well, because I'm sure because they people already give them crap about Ace
Dude,
and
that the I'll tell you this, the Garden show that they had, the last show, the
oh
last
yeah, the very last one, yeah, yeah.
dude, man, Paul looked great. Just so you know, he and if you could remember, they tried to model the Kiss Alive 2. It was
Like set or whatever, like the
fire,
oh
and then
that's cool.
there's this classic picture of Paul like with his arm up and all the fire behind them, and it's like it's memorable. Like that's the
That's
last.
cool. That's cool.
So it was very very cool. So and it
And
was from Paul. So
and the kind of back to Slipknot. I heard, again, I didn't see him, but people are like, oh yeah, they wear these masks and
and
all this stuff.
like they're like leatherheadish.
Okay, okay,
You
okay.
know what I'm saying?
And again, I guess it just maybe it bothers me because I couldn't see it. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't put my finger on. It's like I'd rather you sound brutal
Get
than
it?
look. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time,
Right, right.
you did say something important though, and you're right. Like this day and age, with Spotify and streaming and everything, you better put on a show if someone's going out to see you. So I totally get that.
Yeah,
You're 100% right,
people,
especially this day and
uh,
age.
and you got to learn to not be uptight on stage, man. Like, and
Absolutely.
not offend people, but don't ever offend your fans. Don't ever
Right.
do that,
Right. Right.
and because that you'll suffer with merch. You'll
Oh,
suffer,
absolutely.
and people see that you fuck up and you can't handle it or bounce back, dude. It's just like, or be careful on stage too. Make sure your text like uh 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 it's a hazard up there, it's a
Oh
hazard.
yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, as a tech, I like almost broke my foot, running across. You don't
Yeah.
run
Yeah.
anyway. You don't do that. You don't run. You run on stage if somebody's like in trouble or like gonna die or something, but
Yeah.
like make lanes with your gaff tape, with the
Oh
knee
yeah, yeah, yeah.
tape, like making little lanes and stuff like that. It's called spiking the stage.
Huh, I never heard that term before. That's
Yeah,
funny.
me and Servo come back from a tech background, so like we
Yeah, I was good. I wanted to kind of bring up because you mentioned quick earlier that you were like, you're gonna try to be the guitar tech for Ace Frehley. So did you spend some time doing that, like touring with bands or whatever? Like,
yeah.
guitar teching for yeah. Well, so what's that like kind of being a guitar player, but doing like the tech for someone else? Is it still like a cool, fun experience? Or are you like, man, I wish I was the one on stage, like ripping, or whatever, like
Well, I mean, anybody would. When I said I wanted to get a back door in, that's the whole reason why. And because a lot of techs that I know, that happened to them.
yeah, yeah.
This one dude went with one of my good friends. This guy Rob Takashima. Uh, he wound up being Celine Dion's tech and was with her
Oh,
with her
holy crap.
the whole residency that she had in Vegas. Like he
Damn.
Vegas, he bought a house in Vegas. He was good. He's
Holy crap.
yeah. I
I remember hearing the story of have you ever heard D. Snyder talk about how he wrote a Christmas song that Celine Dion sang?
Oh no, I never heard about
Yeah,
that.
so D. Snyder was like I don't know, maybe in the 90s or something. And I guess his wife was like, you should like write me a Christmas song someday. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And so I guess he wrote this Christmas song, and his manager gets a hold of him one day, and he's like, "Hey, Celine Dion," because I guess his manager knew he wrote this Christmas song, and so his manager's like, "Hey, Celine Dion, might want your Christmas song," and Dee Snyder was like, "Don't tell her who it came from," because
Oh
if you hear the singer from Twisted Sister wrote a Christmas song, you'd be like, pass, you know. So so she took his song, right? She put it on her album, and Dee Snyder says, "I literally bought a house just from my song being on that album, and I call it the house that Celine built."
that's awesome, man.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
And you know what's cool, man? He's still one of here's the thing. Like Kiss and Twisted Sister and Motley Crue
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those guys, Alice Cooper, first off for foremost,
Oh,
Alice.
totally,
Okay.
totally.
That's Uncle Alice. He's amazing. Uncle Alice and the rest of those guys. Those guys were like heroes, man.
I hear you.
They were like not superheroes, but they were like rock heroes.
Yeah.
People, the people aspired to be as entertaining as they were, and like, relativity. I mean, being relative nowadays, like Kiss, was relative up until like what, last year? And
Yeah, yeah.
and they'll probably, be forever like that.
Well, yeah, I think that was the point of the doing what they're doing with like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
holograms and stuff,
perpetual.
you know?
It's gonna be perpetual.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and then who knows? Maybe they'll make robots, AI robots, and just
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me,
um,
honestly.
and then like D is the man. I love D. My
Oh,
old
he's crazy.
my old one of my old bass players is his bass player, and it's very cool, man.
Oh, for real, dude? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, very cool dude. And he's still like a hero, man. He's still
I
out
hear you.
there. He's still out there. You know, he's always got something to say, but it's always smart. You
I hear
know,
you. I saw the one of the last shows that Twisted Sister did. I can't. It was like on it was on YouTube.
right, right.
D's like easily somewhere in his 60s or whatever.
Yeah, he's great,
Dude, he was freaking. You would have thought he was still in his 20s or 30s. It was
dude.
insane.
Dude, he's got a great voice and he's in great shape for his age. I want to be like that.
I hear
So
you, dude. Yeah.
and he'll still beat somebody the hell up. I know that.
Absolutely. So, like, what are you playing right now then for like a guitar and amp? Because, like I said, I love the sound that you guys have. So, like, what are you playing now?
My rig is I play a Gibson
There you go.
SG1 reissue
There you go.
in '90s, but now it's like a classic now. That too, right?
Yeah.
Um, Black, white trim.
Yep.
And then I use Megami cables,
Okay.
and my pedal board is a Morley wah,
There you go.
um, a Boss tuner, which I'm
Yep.
gonna take out now because I'll tell you why in a second. Actually, I'll tell you now because I like those tuners that go behind you. They have these tuners that go behind your headstock and they're really
Yeah,
small.
and then and it goes by like vibration or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
and it really it's amazing.
Yeah, that's
And,
good.
and,
How about
and
those like auto tuning ones? That's crazy too.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, those got to be heavy. Those
Yeah, I
got to.
don't know. I don't. I'd be interested in
And
trying one out, but I don't know how I'd feel about it.
I actually got a guitar strap extender. It's very
Oh,
cool. It's very cool.
that's
Rich Ford is from Guns N' Roses, the new Guns N' Roses now.
yeah, yeah.
Who's a phenomenal guitar player, man. Phenomenal. He used to play with my friend Rob.
No
Um,
kidding.
yeah. He was endorsing this. He's like, and he's right. He's like, what happens is if you want to play low, your rhythms, you could press this button that's attached to your strap in your guitar,
Oh
and
wow,
you can lower it. And then
dude, that's freaking crazy.
yeah, yeah. And then when you want to raise it up for solos, you could just raise it up.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying now. Because when you first hit, I'm like, I don't think I understand what you're saying, but
yeah, yeah. No, no. It's an attachment, like I said.
dude, that's pretty sick. So it goes on any strap then? That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, no, no, it doesn't go on any strap. Dunlop straps have a different attachment, but it's the
Okay.
same premise.
Okay. So
And
that's
everybody and their mother should always play with a strap lock.
oh
Strap.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think I think I would always buy at least in the 90s. DiMarzio's made those cool strap locks. They're kind of like almost like look like seat belts kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
No, those. That's what I use.
yeah, yeah.
The ones that they slide in. Like,
Exactly. Yep. Yep, exactly.
um, and I got so the Morley, the the tuner. I have a channel switcher that I use,
Okay.
right? And my channel switcher is for a Mesa Boogie, an old school 2-channel Mesa Boogie from like two no like 98,
Oh
right?
wow.
It's the rectifier, but it's one of the original rectifiers.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, and it's they have a certain sound that I like, and it goes good with the soup. Now I have a super humbucker. So my number one has got a super humbucker in it, so that really jives with the Mesa Boogie a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I through stacks, so I got right now I have one 4x12, but I'm looking to have two.
Okay. What's the cabinet that you have now?
Mesa.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, they've
I
got
have
great.
a Bogner cabinet, which is really cool because
I like.
I guess Bogner is known for this, but I've never seen this before. But this is the reason why I got them. It has two, I think they're Celestians, but they're going like one is the top right hand corner, and then the bottom left hand corner are the two same speakers. but then the top left hand and the bottom right hand are the two same. So you have two speakers going diagonally in the cabinet. It's freaking awesome.
Oh
So there's
wow.
so there's greenbacks going across one way diagonally, and then the other way diagonally are two Celestians.
Oh wow. I wonder how
It's
you pick that up.
they ship it like that. That's how they build the cabinet.
Wow. So
Yeah.
I would be like, how do you mic that up though?
Well, I guess you could use a couple of different mics just to get the, blend in the
Well,
different.
recording wise, but would you use that in the studio or would you take that live?
I've been using it live. I just let them mic up whatever mic, whichever speaker they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not that picky, but it's just, but it does kind of give like an overall tone. Like even if
yeah.
you're not miking up, it's pretty cool. I'm a fan of it. But the other cabinets I'm a huge fan of, and a lot of people don't use them are the Randall cabinets because they use Jaguar speakers, and I think those speakers sound awesome.
Well, Randall's
Uh,
have sound to them. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
They have a certain sound to them. So, Zara came in.
But so, um, are you guys waiting to finish this EP before you start playing out, or are you gonna be
Yeah,
like,
start. We're gonna finish. We're gonna start finishing up the. We're finished with the EP, but now it's all about getting it tight, going to rehearsal. Right now with our schedule, I mean, come on, man, life's first, and it has to be first.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so, like, I got management or record companies or anybody banging on my door, which they will be. But um, I uh, I feel that I feel that we need to sort of get tight, man. We just be, we're got to find a bass player that sings, right, and that could scream. I could
yeah, yeah,
scream too, right, but it would be good to have some harmonies because uh, if you hear you hear a bunch of vocals.
yeah,
So it's more like gang vocals, but that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Gang
yeah.
vocals, singing in front of gang vocals, I feel sounds great. So yeah.
So,
And that's it. And that's it. Mesa Boogie, a pedal board, a Mesa Boogie half stack, a rectifier hack stack,
hmm.
a board, and my guitar. And the
So you
little
don't use it. You don't use any kind of overdrive in your pedal board or anything.
Oh, so no, I have the channel switch.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's
so
right.
I have one channel as rhythm and one channel as lead, and
Okay.
EQ it. I don't like. Like I said, man. That's for like people who like fiddle with their guitars more than I do.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
usually guitarists have a huge and I'm trust me, I am probably number one on this list. But
Yeah,
usually guitar players have a real bad problem chasing their tone.
yeah,
And I am extremely guilty of that. Like it's always never not quite there. You know what I'm saying? Like
my tone. Yeah, I understand that, and it took me a long time to understand that. Um, my tone that you hear, you said you love very much.
yeah,
That
yeah.
tone that's live.
Damn.
Just got to mic it a certain way, and it sounds exactly the same. Because even though I didn't uh, go into a studio and use an amp, blah blah blah, and I basically, I played a certain way. I went clean, and
Yeah.
then I got it reamped.
Yeah,
And,
dude, it sounds sick. Like I said, it's like the production on it. It's like
and when
it's
you amp it, you could get it to the point where it sounds like it would be live.
hmm,
You know,
man.
and more direct.
Yeah, yeah. Like so with you playing like guitar and being in a band and stuff, because talking to you before we started the interview, this is like your fire, this fuels you, it seems like. So like what like can you kind of pinpoint what about music, what about playing, recording or playing live? Can you pinpoint what like you love about it or what like drives you to kind of want to do this stuff?
You know what drives me to want to do this stuff? Sorry, hold on one second.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what drives me to do this stuff is first and foremost my mother,
Mm,
because you know, uh, she's not very well right now, but it's because of her. I got my first guitar when I wanted it, and she still has it, at the house.
Yeah, yeah.
So and I'm gonna bring it back. So that's number one. Um, Two is I really like when people bring their you guys sound great, man. I don't want they don't say necessarily they want to be like me, but I want to be that dude that be like, hey man, that song got me through a really hard part of my life. That kind of stuff.
I hear
That
that.
I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
actually told me that, and I was like, wow, okay. And when they said that to me, I identified with that
I hear
because
you.
everybody goes through that. The soundtrack of your life. What is it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's really deep when it comes to that stuff, and yeah.
No, that's cool. I guess we're kind of like rounding third base here, but like, is there anything you want to like go over or discuss? I know we already talked about you're recording the EP and it might be coming out soonish.
Well, we want
Um,
want to get tight first. We want to get the tracks down together. We want to get everything to the point where we can present and have proof of concept and be successful at it. You
I
know,
hear you.
and it's a business, but it's also fun too. And nowadays it's like the fun second and the business is first. When
Yeah.
going up the dudes that were before us, it was all about fun first and business second. I guess that's why most of them are dying early or
Yeah. 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 You know.
off early or are all messed up right now. So yeah, we learned.
So you live you're in like the New York City area, right?
Yeah, I'm from New York
So
City.
what's it like the gigging there? Like are there still like a lot of clubs open, playing like rock and roll bands, heavy metal bands?
Dude, just like anywhere else in the United States, the awesome places are being sold,
Yeah, man.
by gentrification, because
Yeah.
you can't have zoning laws just don't permit it. You can't have a club next to certain residential places,
Yeah.
and that used to be the case, right? And in those other cases where they're in industrial areas or whatever, which is would there mostly be, or ghetto places, they're trying to gentrify it.
Oh man, so you got to lose even more clubs and stuff then.
Right, and then
Yeah.
the clubs are getting edged out by bottle service, and stuff like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm not with that, man.
Yeah.
Growing up in New York, I was around it, and that was later. Like growing up, it was never like that. But like
Right.
in my 30s, it started getting like that, and it got like that. And then once CBGB's closed down and split and became uh, a freaking novelty store at Newark Airport, that's when you're like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
And like it's absolutely positively on point with that. That
Hmm.
business model gone.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you see Metallica touring more? You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
those and those dudes are tired, man. Pass the torch already.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding. But Metallica too was a good was another I want to bring that up as well. Metallica was a big thing for me as well growing up.
Oh yeah, me too.
I was a little metalhead growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Venom. I loved Morbid Angel. I
Oh
loved
yeah. Oh
her.
yeah.
I loved Destruction and Sodom and
Exactly. Yeah, man.
all those dudes, Overkill, who
Mm-hmm.
who would know like 20 years later I'd be teching for them. I actually tech for Overkill a long time ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Dee Dee's great.
Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome, dude.
yeah, Dee Dee and Bobby are great. But it's very cool. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
That's awesome, man. Well, I wish you well, dude. I love what you're doing. Like I said, I totally dug those two songs that I burn, and then well, The Devil is something. I can't remember the title.
You got the devil and the dead.
That's it. You got The Devil and the Dead. Those are two jamming songs for sure. And like we were kind of saying this earlier. It that's actually the best way to kind of describe it, I think. It has this rock and roll vibe where it's like kind of like fun and get up and party kind of like
Yeah,
almost like a Kiss energy thing,
that's what
but
I wanted.
it's heavy,
Yeah,
you know? So that's totally that's it right there. It's like this rock and roll spirit, but it's heavy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Motorhead. Somebody said Motorhead.
Exactly. Yeah, no, totally.
Motorhead. Somebody said Motorhead attitude with Rob Zombie vocals.
Dude, that's it right there. Seriously, because I forgot to say it. The minute I heard the vocals, I was like, wow, this is very Rob Zombie-ish.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
didn't mean
yeah.
to like that. That's just how it came out.
Yeah, I know I get that because people tell me I sound like the singer from Godsmack, and to me that's not a compliment. But
Yeah.
but
But I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this. I like Godsmack. I like what Sully does. I like what Sully does. Um,
yeah.
I like the antics. I'm too old for that, man. But
Yeah, no, yeah.
that's his gig. That he's successful at it. That let him do it. So but with me, I just want it to be the way it should be, where the music and the fun times come together, and you got a big that where the kick and the drum, the kick and the snare are like kick snare, kick snare, kick snare, and then
Yep.
kick snare, kick snare, kick. Where you hit the snare, you hit the kick as well. So
Mm-hmm.
thud. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
all about somebody told me like, you really shouldn't be so bass driven with the music. You're Johnny Rocket, man. It's like you should be guitars. I was like, they are guitars, man. They're just, they're not death metal. He was a death metal head. He's like, and like it's a different genre. So,
Totally.
and it's me. It's like, even though I like that stuff, a lot of it, the new stuff is great too. So, we listen to a lot of new stuff. Like I like uh, who did we see, man? Everybody that was at that plays Rockville is
Oh yeah.
no, I really like a Sleep Token.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I really like what they did. Like that one song where it doesn't even sound like it sounds almost R&B, right? And
Yeah.
that was more like goth R&B, right? But at the song, it starts becoming like a guitar, a heavy bass, or a heavy bass sound, and the drums. I mean, it sounded great, man. The Duke is
Yeah.
he's got a good he knows how to he's got a personality to his voice that's unique.
Hmm. Yeah, I like have you ever heard of Archspire?
No, I haven't. You send me the link and I'll check them out for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean they're kind you would they're classified death metal, but I can't even like put it this way, the drummer I saw a YouTube video of their drummer, and this drummer he's got to be the most insane drummer in the entire world, but like he was saying, oh yeah, when he was doing an interview and he's like talking about his drum setup. He's like, yeah, all my drums. He said I don't have anything on my drum set elevated higher than my arm. He's like, if I have to reach my arm up above my heart, that's not good. He's like, because he said this is the reason why. Because if he lifts his arm above his heart, it takes his heart more, pressure to push his blood, through his body. And I'm like, because this guy plays so fast, it's inhuman.
yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
it,
How do you do that? Like
that's what I mean. It's like insane what this guy does. And not only does he play like stupid fast, he can stop on a dime.
that's
And
like
it's like,
Joey J, God rest his soul.
yeah, it's
Like
like, how do you do that, man? Like, and then of course all the other musicians are like sweet picking the entire time, and you know what I mean, like doing all these arpeggios and crazy stuff. It's like you almost listen to it just for the gymnastical music ability.
well,
You know what
you
I?
know what? Yeah, I remember and that's what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff when I say things are like kind of generic. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
those sweeps and stuff like that. That's great. That's still great that guitar players are doing that. But I mean, I think music nowadays, especially my type of music, is sort of going away. I mean, my solos are real simple, and they're just made to be like, more melody than harmony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just go with the music. And you hear that in Burn, where the solo is like almost like a western. It's in a western, you know what I mean? And like a Clint Eastwood movie, and then it goes up and it goes live, and then we got the electric part and the break, which is great.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. Johnny, is there anything else you want to go over? Anything you still wanted to cover?
Yeah. Sure. Definitely check out www.johnny JONNIE dash rockit ROCKIT
That's
at
cool.
johnnyrocket.com.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Check out our YouTube. Just do a search for Johnny Rocket on Google.
And you have SoundCloud too, I believe, right?
SoundCloud. We're on SoundCloud. Yeah. We're everywhere. We're on your Facebook profile. We're on your Instagram profile. Instagram profile. We're on. We got SoundCloud. We have this thing called Roadie.
I never heard of that. What's that one?
That's Roadie app. The Roadie app's got AI telling you what you need to do.
Wow, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, really, really good. But I mean, it's not like it talks to you or anything like that. But they need to work on it a little bit.
Okay,
but I like it a lot. It's a good idea.
That's cool.
Need to be a part of the round table, so I'm definitely going to be that and tell them what they need to do, because I'm a nerd too.
So, I hear you. You kind of have to be this day and age. You know what I mean?
I'm a guitar nerd. I'm a guitar nerd that has limited guitars, and I'm a video game nerd that has limited video games. So I'm always working. So,
well, dude,
johnnyrocket.com. Go on YouTube. Go on all that stuff. It's very, very, very good. I like it a lot.
Man. No, I dig it too. You guys definitely need to check it out for sure. Yeah, thanks, dude. I really appreciate your time.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get a hold of me like when this officially drops or whatever, or anytime you got something else coming on, man. Definitely reach out to me. I'll have you back on for sure.
Well, definitely stay on after you finish doing your thing, and I'll let you know some things.
Yeah. Well, once I stop recording here, we'll stick around. So, everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading. And
you.
Next time, don't forget to embrace your storm. See ya.
Thank